name is Robbie Omondi, and this is Life 360.
In the recent past, if you told me that a plant-based food would be nice or even tasty to the mouth, I would think you're joking. But one thing that I'm learning while going through these different restaurants and understanding what Food for Impact is knowing that plant-based foods can be very interesting. Now, it's not only interesting to the mouth, but as we embrace it slowly, we are trying to erase our carbon footprint, we are trying to improve our nutrition, our health, and even soothing the soul. Because again, when you talk about plant-based foods, these are foods that are coming direct from the farm, most likely a little bit of process in the kitchen, then to our plates. Now, we are today at Froth Caffe. Froth Caffe is different. We've seen what Sankara has to offer. We've seen what coffee and plant has to offer. What about Froth Caffe? We're going to try something here, and then I will tell you. And hopefully what you see through the lens is what I'll be feeling, and that will make you want to come here or any other restaurant that has embraced plant-based foods to go and try, then decide for yourself. Most of them have options. This one is for you to try.
Life 360.
Morning.
Is it morning? No.
I think we're just at the edge of it. Either works at this point.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming.
This is my first time here. And,
Karibu.
It's good that we are talking about sustainability and talking about plant-based products.
Yes.
So basically just start by introducing yourself, tell us your name, and then tell us about Froth Caffe generally.
Cool. So my name is Vishesh. I'm one of the owners of Froth Caffe, as you said. We fall under a larger brand called Tales of the City. And how it basically works over here is we're in partnership with a vet, right? So there's two elements to this cafe basically. There's the human side of things and there's the pet side of things. So we've partnered with the vet to handle all the pet side of things. So she does all the meals for dogs. She does grooming, hydrotherapy services. As you can see down there, we've got an off-leash area for dogs. You know, these days a lot of dogs don't get a chance to actually touch grass. You know, even when they walk out from the apartment building, they're on the main road and stuff. So that's, you know, it's a big bonus for them. So yeah, the vet handles everything which is pet related, organic treats, food, you know, grooming, all of the services that come related with pets. And then now Froth Caffe handles all the human side of things. So your coffees, your meals that you find, the pastries, our sweet treats, everything which is human related, that's now handled by Froth. So together we have come together and formed the umbrella brand which is Tales of the City.
Wow, interesting. So today we are here because we want to talk about Eat for Impact,
Yes.
which is an initiative that is asking us to eat plant-based foods, apart from everything else that we are aware of.
Yes.
So how does Froth Caffe embrace plant-based foods generally?
So even before this, we partnered with Eat for Impact on this initiative. We already were offering a decent amount of vegetarian and vegan meals for it. So now coming with Eat for Impact also was an added benefit for us because we could also showcase what we have and add to the menu as well. And I mean, with us, our intention is not that, you know, once the initiative is over to remove the items from menu. We actually want to keep them on the menu for long term and keep on adding more items and, you know, evolving it. Yeah.
Why do you think it's important, or rather, even while you're practicing adding these menus and involving plant-based foods, what is the importance and how is it being welcomed by your customers and people who visit Froth Caffe?
So it is important on many factors. Number one, I mean, global warming, to take that for instance. You know, carbon emissions and all of that which comes from animal farming, especially beef, is quite high. So switching to veganism helps on that front. From a health perspective as well, you know, you need to have a balanced diet. You can't just be on one side of the scale. It can't just be a fully carnivorous diet. You need to have balance. We get certain nutrients and minerals only from plants and plant-based food. So that's where now the importance of that balance comes in with us.
All right, so what kind of menus do you have when it comes to these plant-based foods? What foods are you offering at Froth Caffe?
Okay, so I'll go from a general perspective and then narrow it down to the vegan side. So our menu is continental Italian, right? So we do like brunch items, breakfast items, we have pastries, all of that kind of stuff, and then we have handmade pizzas. We have a pizza oven through which we do wood-fired pizzas and stuff like that. We make our own fresh pasta. But we also have burgers and sandwiches and other things which are familiar favorites for people who want to come here.
Yeah.
Everything we do is fresh and gourmet. On the vegan side of thing, we started with quite a few dishes. So we had like Buddha bowls, salads, things like that. And then we introduced enchilada wraps, which are purely vegan. We've also added in a sweet potato dish. Personally, I'm a massive fan of sweet potatoes, so I've been wanting to do it.
I come from the land of sweet potatoes. That is familiar to me.
Yeah. So you see, we have the wood-fired oven. So we're like, how can we also utilize this for the initiative?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's nice to have normal oven roasted sweet potato, but when it's with some nice charcoal or it's the taste.
Yes,
exactly.
it's
So we make it in there, and we give 3 different dips with it. So it's not just your traditional sweet potato. You actually can try something different. We have a chili lemon, avocado, cilantro, and a sweet marinara dip. So just to give you a bit of a different taste from what you're used to at home.
I hope to taste it.
Definitely.
after this. So maybe tell us now about the other side of pets. When people come here with their
Yes.
pets, and they are embracing, different, even the foods that are there. You're not only serving people, but you're serving pets.
Yes, yes.
Have you also included the plant-based foods for pets equally?
No. So we do serve the animal meals, the pet meals and stuff. So that, as I said, is curated by our vet.
Yes.
And she, because of the nature of her work and everything, she understands how to perfectly balance their meals.
Okay.
They have different physiologies to humans, and that they do require meat and all of that. So all of their meals do have some element of meat or protein involved in them.
Okay.
It is something we have discussed, because we have found that there's actually clients out here who also have vegan dogs and vegetarian dogs and that.
Oh.
So it's been something which we've been discussing, but again, you see, whatever we serve here has to be balanced for them and for us as well. So we're still in the process of coming up with that menu and how it's going to look for them.
Now, to a personal level and also for Froth Caffe, when we are doing this initiative for Eat for Impact, what does it mean to you, and is it a sustainable project in terms of even now making sure that Kenyans in general understand how important it is to incorporate plant-based foods and their long-run impact to the environment and to us in terms of our health?
So it definitely is important for me. Personally, I am vegetarian.
Okay.
So I've always been on that side of the fence. I'm not a vegetarian, so I still do consume some animal products in that way. But of course, it is very important for us to have that balance. We can't just be on one side of the coin and only be promoting meat and things like that. We have to have that balance on veganism. From what I've seen personally is we are a bit late to the game in Nairobi for veganism. It has been a developing market, but it's not blown up yet. But I have seen a shift, definitely. So I do see a lot more people coming in and embracing veganism. Traditionally, what was happening, it was mainly expat-led, so a lot of people coming from abroad would be embracing these things. But also now I'm seeing there is a shift in local mentality towards veganism. A lot more people are also becoming conscious of, what they're eating, how it impacts them, how it impacts the environment and things like that. So yes, I don't see it going to be like a world full of vegans only. There will be some balance, but I do see a shift happening whereby more and more people will start embracing this other side of the coin.
So when people come here and they see the menu, would you say they're beginning to accept now the special plant-based food and ask for them more, or do you have to convince people that plant-based foods are not as boring as you would think them to be?
No, I think people are quite open to trying new things.
Yeah.
And you see, as much as people do eat meat and all of that, they will also have vegetarian meals sometimes. So for example, we also have vegan cauliflower bites, right? So we see a lot of tables ordering that because a lot of people really like them, and people who've had them before will come back and have them. We also have it's not vegan but vegetarian halloumi bites. Again, similarly, a lot of people who are non-vegetarian will come and eat that. So it's not necessarily limited to only people who are vegan or vegetarian. There are people who are willing to try. And I believe we service a market that people are quite open and willing to try new things.
Try.
Yes.
All right. So one more thing that I would like to understand. sourcing for plant-based foods. I know they're readily available in the market, but again, we understand that most of these foods, especially if you're very specific with looking for plant-based foods, you have to understand where is it the food coming from, where have they been planted, how have they been planted, have chemicals been used when farming these particular foods. So where do you get your foods from?
So what we do is we actually just use fresh vegetables and fresh ingredients and all of that. Of course, being in a restaurant, we don't source directly from farms and things like that. We require certain quality standards and all that. So we partner with certain institutions and we source food accordingly. We also make sure that these institutions have their own audits and things in place, and we partner with them to make sure that we get organic food and things like that, non-GMO stuff as much as possible. We don't do plant-based stuff in terms of like plant-based burgers or plant-based chicken or things like that, simply because these are very processed foods. We believe in trying to be as fresh as possible, giving you a gourmet meal, which is healthy stuff we want to eat as well.
Organic.
So yes, exactly. So we don't like working with highly processed foods.
Now, in terms of cost implications, people would assume, since you're giving me spinach or plant-based, basically, would assume the cost will be down. But again, maybe because of the process and what it takes to actually get that meal prepared, would you say the cost implications is lower or high? Plant-based foods compared to other meals?
Normally, I mean, if you look at it, meat is more expensive than vegetables, right? It is a luxury product for a lot of the Kenyan population. We're also blessed such that in Kenya that we have great weather. We don't require massive schemes for irrigation and all of these kind of things. So we are able to get away with well-priced vegetables and things like that. We don't necessarily have to charge exorbitant amounts for all of this kind of food and things like that. Of course, being in a restaurant, in a business, we do have other overhead costs which we need to kind of incorporate into all our meal prices. But we try to be fair with everything we do.
Maybe now you can show us a meal.
Yeah.
We want to try one.
Sure.
So that whoever is watching, I want to make them feel like they need to come.
They need to come here.
And try.
Perfect, perfect.
Correct.
Let me prepare some stuff for you guys.
So next, shall warm the wrap to make a lettuce chini. Shake a lettuce, then tunaenda for rice. And then we're gonna add cilantro leaves. And then we add jalapenos. Then we close the wrap. And then we're gonna add a sliced cucumber. Then cubes of feta. Then we have salsa salad. Then we're gonna put black beans and sweet corn. Parsley. Then we have a salad dressing. So that goes on top. Then we have avocado dressings, which comes on the side.
So this one is ready for service.
Yes. So we have a roasted potato. So roasted, cut it into half. Then we're gonna separate it into wedges. This one goes with chimichurri and avocado dressing. So usually go like that. So wedges, then you dip. For a person who is on a diet or wants to try something new, I really recommend a vegan diet.
And is it boring the way it's working?
No. It's more tastier, like just the other dishes.
Do you need to use a lot of spices?
No. A vegan dish mostly natural dish, which is healthy, tasty, and I will recommend than the other dishes.
That's really good.
Yeah.
For the Buddha bowl, you need to get a bit of everything.
Okay.
You know, because the balance is in the flavors of the salsa with the guac, with the sweet corn and beans and everything like that. So you get everything.
Yeah.
And then this is the dressing for it. So you'll mix this in with all of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with the sauces, this one.
Not these ones, this one.
Oh,
That's
the
avocado cilantro. A lot of it.
Oh.
Which sauce is a bit sweet over here?
So none of them are sweet. This is avocado based, a bit creamy.
Yeah.
This is chimichurri. It's South American. So again, in any commercial kitchen, there is a way that you have to prepare yourself for service and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. You know, you can't be making everything from scratch
Or
when
every
each
day.
order comes.
Yeah.
You have to do certain preparations and things like that. For example, the sauces are of course prepared in advance of them at home. I make them, so I make all of these sauces to use as salad dressings personally and all of that. So that's how I think about it.
So far, we have 13 restaurants in total. One of them is cloud-based, which is a really interesting one. And it's 13 so far for this month, but the next one I know is going to be much more.
I think there's an increased appreciation around the world about how our individual choices affect the environment, and this is one of the ways that we see it. So people think that to have impact on climate you need to do big things, but it starts with small things like the food we eat. So Eat for Impact is one of the things that plugs into the whole climate-friendly solutions. Each of us have a role as a conscious consumer about what we do, about what we intake, and what that does for the environment. So this is just a way to create more awareness and show people that you can actually make impact even on an individual level. So I would advise people to try some of the meals. I think you'll enjoy them. Some of the restaurants like this one is so lovely. Come, bring your family, bring your friends, have a good time. I mean, plant-based meals, which I think is one of the focuses of the Eat for Impact initiative, have been shown to have a lot of health benefits. So even as a human, you can definitely get a lot of benefits, because most of the meals that we've been eating, like we've tried with you guys today, they have a lot of vegetables. They have, if it's alternative milk, like we had almond lattes, they are studies that have shown that those kind of foods are better for your health. So the extra vegetables, we've been hearing a lot about fiber, they provide that. The other kinds of milk, so the almond, the coconut, the oat milk, do provide extra proteins, which has been shown to be good for muscle growth. So I think when you think about all the different small ingredients that come together to make these meals, ultimately we benefit in terms of our personal health. So on the inside, how your body works, how the systems work together. And even now, the impact we have on the environment still ends up benefiting us, because we are actually the ones who suffer the most when the environment is doing badly, and we are the ones who benefit when it's doing well.
I think I'm going to try more. I've
Okay.
only gone to 3 out of
13.
I have a long way to go.
Yeah.
So what I'll do, I'll tell my people all these restaurants, I'll list them so
Okay.
that they decide where they want to go. But for me today, in fact, I'm going to the kitchen,
Yeah.
so that I go home and also try those meals.
Yeah.
Because again, they're very simple. The chef at Sankara told us these are foods that, if you look at plant-based foods, the process of making them is shorter and
Absolutely.
simpler. What does that mean? A shorter time, easier meals to make for us and working people. If you're going to work, you
Yeah.
want to be in the kitchen for a short time. So it's something we can all try.
Exactly. And for someone who is, so you mentioned that you were skeptical in the past, and now hopefully you actually has changed towards it. But for someone who is thinking this is very un-African, this is very foreign, what do you think? What would you tell someone like that?
It's the most African thing, in fact, because we have all these foods with us.
Absolutely.
Our farms are full of vegetables. Our farm, in fact, our land is very fertile when it comes to these foods that we are trying to think they are not African. I think, in fact, plant-based foods are the most African that it can get. Where are these foods on our farms? Easier to make even on our gardens.
Yes.
So it's just a mentality that we have, and
Yeah.
then we try to imagine even the restaurants we've gone to. Those are foods that we can make. Even my mom can easily make a quick cucumber and cut them into whatever she wants to eat and eat. It's not Western, it's totally African, and we need to open up our minds.
I absolutely agree, and we're so happy to have you here with us and documenting, and also just seeing how this attitude shift happens like in real life, because of course we can hear the experiences from the restaurant, but seeing you here with us, it's been really amazing. We've learned a lot as well, and we'll be going to the kitchens just to see how they're actually making it. But we've really had a great time, and we hope you have.
We love food, and having a change, change your taste buds.
Yeah.
Let your taste buds have fun in your mouth while eating. The crunchy in these foods, the taste is different, but in a very interesting and good way.
Exactly. Even the colors, there's just something about, like all the meals we've eaten are so appetizing. They look good, they taste good. Yeah, so we're really glad to be here with you guys.
Thank you.